Good afternoon from the e-commerce business school. This is Curtis and Curtis. Kate, Kay Curtis and Curtis Johnson. Coach Kurt here at the e-commerce business school coming at you with some great news. We are starting a race today and I can't wait. This race is going to be really a lot of fun. And I do tease Kay. I'll give her a good introduction here in a moment. Her Kay Curtis. So hey Lisa, welcome everybody. We want to make this as interactive as possible. We're going to start sharply here at the top of the hour. How is sound and audio coming through? How's all that looking for you guys? Kay has her power out, so she's actually having to do it by phone today. We'll upgrade that as time goes on. But how's my audio and how's my video? Before we get this a formal start here going, guys. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Glad that you were able to make it. Okay, I'll wait to make sure someone replies that my audio and video is all coming through okay. Okay, great. Thank you, Debbie. Sweet. All right. Well, hey, it is the top of the hour, and this is Coach Kurt Johnson on behalf of Ann Sieg and everybody here at the e-commerce business school. With me is Kay Curtis, one of our certified trainers. If you want to know more about Kay, you can look within this page and find things that she's done, an interview I did with her, and so on and so forth. But what we really want to concentrate on today is the starting gun. Bang! Of the race is on for the race to Minnesota, and over the next few weeks Kay is going to give us some great tips, some great training, and we're going to show you how to on-ramp this to get onto this racing highway so that you can participate, have a lot of fun, and earn some prizes also. So hey, welcome David. So welcome everybody. Please feel free to pop in your questions, even if you catch this on the recording, and we'll keep our eye on this and get you going on the race to Minnesota. So, okay? I have it on the first slide. Thank you for doing this for our community. It's going to be a lot of fun, so it's all yours.
Yeah. All right. Well, the race to Minnesota is a lot of fun. And one of the things that we found in our community is that when we make these challenges, people really springboard their businesses and get them off to a great start. So go to the next slide, Kurt. This is our first weekly meetup, week one. We're going to do this every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time for the next 12 weeks through July 10th, leading up to the trifecta that will be our next live event that will be happening in Minnesota. Now go to the next slide. We want everyone to participate. It doesn't matter which EBS program you're implementing. It doesn't matter if you're physically coming to Minnesota. While we would love to have you come, what does matter is that you move your business forward. And this Race to Minnesota challenge is a great way to make that happen. Now, you'll notice on this slide, we have hashtag race2MN. Anytime you make a post on the page with your journey or any of the action steps, please put that hashtag in your post so it makes it easy for people to search and find and see what's going on. If you commit to join us on the Race to Minnesota, you're going to see growth happen as long as you're an action taker. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
All right, Kay. Well, just a second. I just want to greet everybody. Candida says it sounds great. Beth and Brian, welcome everybody as you're rolling in. Feel free to post questions. We're going to give some directions here in just a moment. Okay, Kay, I'm on the next slide.
Okay, so we are going to have prizes. Now, what you have to do to win prizes is follow the 4 action steps that we're going to talk about. Some of you were in our pre-launch with Kurt and I on Saturday, so some of this will look familiar, but this is the official launch, so we're going to go over some of that again. We're going to have a weekly winner that'll be announced at our weekly Wednesday meeting starting next week. Then every 3 weeks, we're going to have a consistency winner, and then that will also be announced on Wednesdays. And then at the end of we end July 10th, and our event is the following weekend, like 10 days after. And we will have grand prize winner will be announced at the trifecta event, which is July 19th through the 21st in Bloomington, Minnesota. So you can go to the next slide. We're still rolling out. This is a challenge that is still evolving. So right now, what we have available for our Race to Minnesota weekly prizes, if you're the winner, you'll get to pick our e-commerce business mug, which I have one and I absolutely love it. In fact, my son and I fight over it all the time. and an e-commerce business journal, which is a great thing to take notes on when you're doing training. It's a way for you to track your business, anything, any way you want to use it. There will possibly be other prizes added into this. We're still kind of fleshing all that out. Okay, go to the next slide.
All right. And Kay, I just want to note this question. You're probably going to answer it along the way. Hi, Jackie. Boy, lots of people rolling in. Hi, Diana. Diana, hey, welcome. She said she just joined the e-commerce business school last night and getting acclimated. So welcome, Diana.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to having you. And Candida was, does our declaration need to be amount, percent, strategy, etc., all of the above?
We're going to talk about that. It's anything you want. There's no super structure, and I don't want you to overthink it, but we will talk about that a little more in detail as we get going.
Okay, I'm on the consistency prizes slide, okay?
So you'll see this is question marks because we're still working on it. They're mystery prizes, so you're going to have to wait to see what's on that and scroll to the next one. Same with their grand prizes. This is a work in progress. We're rolling it out. And as we finalize it, then we'll fill these slides in. Let's go to the next one. We are doing this Facebook Live on our Facebook group page, or our Facebook page, which you may or may not be a member of EBS. If you are a member of EBS, whether it's through our free membership or you've purchased one of our courses, you're good to go to participate in the Race to Minnesota, as you will be able to accomplish all of the action steps. If you are not a current member of EBS, we would love for you to participate with us in our Race to Minnesota. And to do that, you'll need to go to www.joinebs.com to get your free membership. And that will enable you to get access to the areas that you need and the action steps and the places to work through the program. Next one.
Okay, and I just popped that into the question panel too. Okay, so if people are listening, they can find that in the panel. Elizabeth wants to know if you live in Minnesota, Kay.
No, I don't. I actually live in Mount Airy, Maryland, and last weekend, you're going to see in a little bit, I bought a house in North Carolina. So,
all right.
We're all over the place. Kurt's in Florida, Ann's in Arkansas, Lisa's in Minnesota.
Yeah, she is.
We're all over, and that's the beauty of this business, is it doesn't matter where you live. You can participate.
Carol May says, can I steal that idea of placing question marks on things under construction? I'm going to go to the next slide.
Sure. I had to do that. I'm just, like I said, we're still rolling this out. I have lots of ideas, and my ideas come faster than we can organize it and implement them. So on this next slide, I just want to give you, for those that may not be members of the EBS community, the EBS school, e-commerce business school, is a way for you. It's really a roadmap. It's got various kinds of courses that appeal to various kinds of people. You can do one, you can do all, you can do them in an order, you can add them as you want. It's really a very flexible system with tremendous training and tremendous support. And it's the roadmap to six-figure incomes, and that's what all of us are working on. Next one. And this Race to Minnesota is designed to encourage people and get them excited about the upcoming trifecta, which Ann Sieg will be hosting. Again, we said this was in Minnesota, and it will be on July 19th through 21st. If you've never been to a live event, you have no idea what you're missing. Let's go to the next slide. At these live events, we get real-world experience, we get real-time training, and you build great relationships at the e-commerce business school. This is the biggest event of the year, and we hope that a lot of you will make efforts to be there. The networking that happens at an event is something that I just cannot emphasize the power of. And even if you've been to a previous trifecta, you will always learn something new. You're at a different stage now than you were when you went before. And while the training may repeat itself, things are going to make sense to you in different ways. You're going to pick up new nuggets. You're going to meet new people. People share ideas. This is how I did it. You're going to find like-minded people that have the same kinds of challenges, and they share how they solved them. And it's just a great way to really move your business. Okay, let's go to the next step. Let's get down to the race. Let's figure out what it is that we have to do to participate in the Race to Minnesota. There are 4 action steps. and you need to participate in all 4 in order to qualify for prizes. So let's look at action step number 1. The first one is to post a map from your home to Minnesota in the EBS Facebook group. Now, we're on the Facebook page, so you're going to have to be a member of EBS either through purchasing one of the programs or through our free membership to get access to the group. And this is where we're tracking a lot of the race to Minnesota. So this actually is the map that I posted on my first race in Minnesota back in 2015.
Oh, hold it, Kay. I don't think I tracked with you right, or maybe I got the slides messed up. I'm going to go ahead and go live. Can I go live to the group and show them that?
Yep,
okay.
Show who's already posted.
All right, here we go, guys. This is a picture of the group here that you're watching on the page. So anyway, I hope this comes through all right. Let me know if it doesn't. But this is the group. Hopefully you're already a member. If not, you just go there and you can request. That link is in the description here. You request access to it. And then you can go to units. And when you go to units, you'll scroll down until you find the, I'll find it here, right there it is, the Race to Minnesota. And then when you click on that, right within the Race to Minnesota unit, when you click on comments, you're going to find the maps that Kay is talking about. And boy, a lot of people have already started their maps. That's awesome. Debbie's here on the call. And there's Kay's map. And there's some more maps down there. There's Candida and Beth. And then underneath that, then are the other 2 declarations of intent. But I guess you're still going to get to that. So I'll stop there, Kay.
Right. Okay. So back to the presentation. What slide are you on, Kurt?
I'm on slide 12 that says action steps. That's as far as I got.
All right, go to the next one.
Okay.
And that should show the action step 1, which is post the map.
Actually, I must have lost the slide somewhere along the way, Kay. Mine says action step number 2, declaration of intent. That's the slide I'm on.
Well, that's fine. Let's just go there then.
Okay.
So the declaration of intent is where you're going to, what is it you want to accomplish by July 19th? Okay. Again, this can be, don't overthink it. Let's keep it simple. You decide what works for you, okay? And everyone's situation is different. You can do it a dollar amount. You can do it by a percentage of increase. You can do it by how many days a week you're going to shop. A lot depends on the program you're in. If you're in Shop Your Way to Wealth, you may say, I'm going to go out sourcing 3 days a week and ship 1 day a week. Book flipping, you could do the same thing. If you're in POD, you could come up with, which is print on demand. You could say something like, I want to create 5 designs a week. Whatever it is, you don't want to, again, don't overthink it, and it can adjust as you go along. So for example, in my first race to Minnesota, I was doing Shop Your Way to Wealth. And I started in July of 2015. Our event was in September of 2015. And I set a goal to have $10,000 in sales by the time I got to Minnesota. So that's what I chose to do. Okay. We're going to show you later what my results were. Let's go to the next one. So step 3 is a strategy plan. Okay. So your declaration of intent could be that, again, it could be a dollar amount, or it could be the number of books you're going to source a week, or, whatever. You come up with kind of a high level goal of what you want to accomplish. Then your strategy plan is how you intend to reach that. Okay. So if you, like I said, I set my goal at $10,000, and looking at kind of how I was doing, my situation is my declaration of intent now would be very different from what it was in 2015. I've had several life events that have changed the way I'm having to do my business, health reasons and various things. But in 2015, I had a very awesome situation. I was retired. I didn't have any kids at home. And I had a husband that was running a second job. And when he saw how fast I was making money in this endeavor, because I had tried lots of endeavors previously, which were not as successful, He told me he would sponsor me in this through the end of the year and basically gave me a blank check to source whatever I wanted. So I had a very unique situation because I could play and experiment and I could buy as much as I wanted. Not everyone's in that position. So that's why I set a goal of 10,000 because I had more available cash to be able to go out and source income. But I had to write a strategy. My strategy was that I was going to source 4 days a week and ship once. Now, when I say I source 4 days a week, that doesn't mean I'm going out for 8 hours a day. There were days when I only sourced for 10 or 15 minutes, and there were days that I sourced for 6 hours. So I didn't set a specific time. I just set the consistency of sourcing 4 days a week and shipping once a week. And I maintained that through this uh, contest. All right. Now let's go to the next one. So, in coming up with your declarations of intent and your strategy plan, these are the kind of questions you want to ask yourself. One of the biggest questions to think of, and that's really a motivator, is why are you doing this? Okay. What is your why? Is it to get out of debt? Is it to buy a new home? Is it, Brian Cummings wanted to buy a motor home? For me, I wanted to help bring in income so that my husband could retire earlier. So whatever it is, and it's got to be strong enough that it motivates you to get off the sofa and not be a couch potato and get out and work. Because those that take massive action are the ones that move themselves along. And then you're going to answer these other questions in your declaration of intent and your strategy plan. This can be questions that you ask that help you define that. Again, don't keep it simple. Don't over stress about it. We just want you to set a goal. Go to the next slide.
Okay, I think
So,
I must have the wrong slide deck. I had a slide that said "Don't overthink it," and now the slide I am on is "Share Your Journey at Race to
okay.
Minnesota."
All
Eat
right. No,
the
that's fine. So keep it on the, don't overthink it.
okay.
We'll just go over that, again. So be realistic with yourself, with the circumstances that are going on in your life, but challenge yourself. Okay. Don't make it too easy, but don't make it too hard. You can always make adjustments as we go along. And remember, 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 this is supposed to be fun and we want to make it fun. The goal is to move your business forward. And it doesn't matter. Some people's situation is such that their business has to move at maybe a turtle's pace as opposed to a rabbit's pace. It doesn't matter. It's your business. You know what works for you. All right, let's go now to share your journey.
And just,
Okay.
Kay, I'm just going to interrupt there
Yeah.
because we got a lot of new people that have rolled in. Welcome, everybody. This is Coach Kirk Johnson on behalf of the E-Commerce Business School. I'm here with Kay Curtis, and we're announcing our race to Minnesota. It is the starting gate today. And to participate, you'll need to go into our Facebook group page, which the link is here as Kay begins to describe it. So, welcome, everybody. You even got a neighbor from New Bern, North Carolina on the call, okay?
Awesome. Okay, so as this journey goes along over the next 12 weeks, we want you to share that journey in the EBS Facebook group and page. And again, you're going to tag your post with Race to Minnesota. Now, these are actual posts or pictures from posts that I've made during my journey. So the top one, the top left is my car when I went out sourcing for Shop Your Way to Wealth. The middle picture is one time when I went sourcing books. The snapshot of my sales was August of 2015. Remember, my goal was to hit 10,000. And below the bottom, you see from 7/1 to 9/18, which was our race to Minnesota, I busted my goal of 10,000 and hit $15,104.
Woo!
So all of these things can be shared in different posts. You can do it any way you want. We want you to share your excitement, your successes. When you go out shopping, take pictures in your car of what you bought, of your load, of your stash. You can take pictures of you shipping it in. Whatever it is, we want to share in the excitement of your journey. And it also adds as a way to motivate others to participate. Okay, let's go to the next one. So now we're going to get into a little combo of mindset and training. Mindset is my big passion, one of my big passions. It's so important that your head is in the right space, that you're thinking right. you 95% of your success happens in your head. Only 5%, and this is what I believe, but only 5% is what you actually physically do to make it happen. So if you are actually, if you think negatively and aren't thinking positively, then you're always going to be paddling upstream, which is very difficult. So we're going to work on things. There's going to be a lot of mindset training. It is something that I'm working, I will be coaching on if you're really struggling with it. So it is something that we can work on one. But let's go on. So,
So, Kate, just to be clear, you're going to be on these weekly calls on Wednesday. We'll be interactive. We'll watch the panel. We're going to award prizes and give out gifts and track people with their race and journey. And you're also going to be giving some mindset tips all over the course of these several weeks so that people can really gain momentum in their business. That's what we're doing here.
yep,
Okay.
yep. We're going to be talking about mindset, and there may be other kind of business tips too, but we are definitely going to be doing mindset things every week because to me, that's the area that people neglect. They get into a business and they just want to go out and start scanning. They're not taking the time to get their head in the right space, and we need to do that. So let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Do you ever feel like this duck?
Oh, hold it. I got a
Oh,
picture. Oh, I apologize, Kay. I must not have gotten your most recent version. My bad. I got a picture of, I believe it's your husband with his woodworking in a house.
okay. Yeah, it's like you're almost like you're missing every other slide.
Hold it, hold. My bad. Hold on. I see the duck. There it is.
Okay. So we live in a world where life is going to get overwhelming or frustrating, and there is nothing that we can do about that. It's going to happen to all of us. None of us are going to be perfectly positive thinking individuals that coast through life without any challenges. So, a lot has been happening in my life over the last few months. It's been really kind of crazy, and at times it's very overwhelming too. A year ago in June, I had a total knee replacement. I'm still recovering from that. It drives me nuts. My knee's doing great, but my stamina's in the tank. And it's just taking a lot longer than I had thought to get it back, which has affected a lot of areas of my life. Let's go to the next slide with the house. So on a personal level, we are trying to move my elderly parents out of their house that they've been in for almost 50 years in Maryland into a smaller, safer house in North Carolina, which will be closer to a lot more family. While looking with my parents, my husband Don and I decided we wanted to move there too. So last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, we just started looking to see what was available. Last weekend, we bought our retirement house. So if you go to that slide with the house, that's our house. That's our new house that we bought last weekend. And are going to start moving things down after we settle on May 17th. The plan is for Don to retire in the spring of 2020. We've lived in our house for 35 years, and oh, the clutter we have to go through. Kurt, you just made a move.
Yep.
Yeah. It's amazing, though, how liberating it is to get rid of the clutter and how that rolls into your effectiveness in your business. So even if you're not moving, it might not be a bad idea to do some decluttering. This is also a picture of my husband, and he has started or gotten back into woodworking in the last few years, and he's looking forward to retirement to be able to just focus more on woodworking rather than working two jobs. Okay, now let's go to the next slide.
Sorry. I'm going to enlarge this picture, Kay, and look at that woodworking a little bit more closely. That is so
Okay.
beautiful. Here we go, guys. This is Kay's husband. Oh, a Christmas tree. That is so
Yes.
cool. That's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
basically got the Christmas story within the border of a Christmas tree.
That is awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Let them know I love it. Okay, next
Yeah,
slide.
he's done some great stuff. Okay, so next slide. You should have Sarah and I in the hot tub.
Yep, got it.
Okay, so in my business, this is my partner, Sarah Sudis, and I. She is also an EBS certified coach and trainer. She lives in Austin, Texas, and we met at a live event. And then through the level of participation that we chose to do within the e-commerce business school, we elevated to the highest level training so that we had access to all the courses that we wanted when we wanted them. And in doing that, we had a mastermind group that she and I were in the same group. And after a few weeks, we just were drawn to each other, and we became JV partners, which is joint venture. And so for the last 3 years, we have done a lot of joint venture wholesale things and learned together and grown together. And we decided that we wanted to officially merge our businesses legally. So we have been in the process of legally merging our businesses under her LLC. And so we have a lot going on there to close up my shop so that we can do everything under one account, streamlining our monthly subscriptions and therefore some of our expenses. We've decided that everything that is going on in both of our personal lives, that we will maintain some of our wholesale products. We're launching a new branded personal product that Sarah created and sourced overseas, which she learned how to do through the e-commerce business school. And we're going to focus on our 2 POD print on demand stores. So with all of that going on and trying to move, you can understand why at times I feel like my head is spinning. And I bet your life can be like that too. So let's go to the next one. First thing we want to do is we're going to stop for a few seconds and we're going to take some slow, deep breaths. Ready? That's much better. Did you know? Oh, look, my power just beat back on. Anyway, one of the things, I'm also a trained energy therapist, and one of the things that I learned in my energy training is that energy moves on the breath, particularly negative energy. So it's good to take deep breaths. And that's why a lot of times when you get really, all of a sudden you find yourself going, because your body knows that it's got to move that stuff out. All right, let's go on to the next one. This is something that may help you determine what you want to do with your declaration intent and strategy plan. Now, if I were to challenge you to become just 10% more of something this month, would you accept? Would you do it? You can fill in the blank with whatever you desire. 10% more healthy, energetic, organized, optimistic, excited, nutritious. Let's go to the next slide. How about 10% more wealthy? If we try one or more of these following strategies for retail arbitrage of books, what if we sourced and shipped 10% more books? What if we created 10% more POD designs? What if we listed 10% more POD products on Amazon? How hard would that be to do that? Let's go to the next slide. So let's take a look at what it looks like, So what if you sourced 50 books a month? Okay, that's what 50 books a month looks like. Now let's go to the next slide. 10% more is, what's the arrow pointing to? Would that be so hard? That would be something that would be really easy to do. Okay, let's go to the next slide. If you commit to 10% more mentally, and again, remember, we're talking about mindset. You commit 10% more mentally on a month-by-month basis, you'll end up hitting 120% of your goals in a year. That's rather extraordinary, right? All right, let's go to the next. But I can almost guarantee that life will get in the way of you being able to keep up that pace. Now, remember that 5 books didn't look like a whole lot, but as you're every month, it will increase a little bit because you're doing 10% over the month before. But remember that we're thinking right. And for every month you achieve 10% or more, or even if you only do 5, you are farther along than you were before. And that's the goal, is to move the business forward, not beat ourselves up because we didn't do everything right. Next one. So are you with me? 10% more club? That would be an easy way to define your declaration of intent and strategy. All right, next slide.
Well, we got a lot of people on live right now, Kay. Who's with Kay on the 10% or something like that? Give us some feedback here. Real and Diana, Orlando and Susan, and so how many of you? Go ahead and give us some feedback there. Are you with Kay?
Important. So the next one, write it down. There is something that happens mentally when you write it down. it kind of lets the know your the universe that you're serious, and and it helps you to kind of take action. And then we want you to share it in the Race to Minnesota unit post on the Facebook group. Now there are already posts up in the unit post. So Kurt took you there and showed you the unit posts where you put your map. Lisa put up 2 unit posts last night, one for your declaration of intent and one for your strategy plan. Can you show those, Kurt?
Sure.
They
Yep.
see those?
Let me drag this back over there. I'll show them exactly where those are again, Kay. So you're going, if you're not in the e-commerce business school group page, that's what the link is in the description right next to this video, and you'll just request to get in here. Once you're in, and a lot of you already are, you'll go to units, then you'll scroll down until you find unit 8, Race to Minnesota, and you got to hit the comments things to get it to open up, and that's where all the maps will be. And then also within there, within that same unit, as you scroll down, there's 2 other posts that you'll be adding to what Kay's referring to. The first one is the declaration of intent here, step number 2, and then write a strategy plan. How do you intend to reach your goal? Step number 3.
Okay. So back to write it down in the PowerPoint. You're letting the universe know that you're more serious about accomplishing it than just thinking about it. And once you write it down, I'm in really declutter mode. You no longer have to clutter your brain with trying to remember what it is you wanted to do. So you've got it written down, it's easy to refer to, and you can focus on actually taking the action instead of spending the time cluttering it up. Now, let's go to the next one, which is our 4th action step in the Race to Minnesota, is to report daily what you accomplished on your strategy plan, and you do that through the end of day tracker in the EBS back office. Now, this is not on the Facebook page. On the Facebook page and in the Facebook group, you're going to share pictures of your journey. But in the EBS back office, you're going to actually record what you accomplished that day in the end of day tracker. And if you go to the next slide, this is what it looks like and how you get to it in your back office. So when you go to ebs.com, the dashboard comes up, and you'll notice that at the top next to the calendar, there's an end of day tracker. And then under the quick access, you have end of day tracker. You can get to it from either place. And that's where you're going to be posting every day what you did. And it's amazing what accountability will do to get you off your butt and get you moving. When you know that you have to report every day into the end of day tracker, now everyone's not going to see that. And it doesn't mean that every day you work on your business. You've got to take some time off. It doesn't matter. The point is that it's accountability. So, for example, I typically do not work on Sundays. That's the day I go to church. That's the day I devote to my family. So on my end of day tracker on Sundays, I would say I went to church and I spent time with my family. And you're a whole being, not just a business being. So that's okay. If you don't go out, if you don't work on your business one day, that's okay. Maybe you don't feel well, that's okay. You still record what you did in the end of day tracker, okay? So this is how the consistency award gets put, and this is how prizes are decided on based on the 4 action steps: posting your map, doing your declaration of intent, writing up a strategy plan. All of those are done in the Facebook group in the unit section. Then your daily tracker is in the EBS Business School, and you track what you do every day. So this is the last slide.
Okay, before I go to the last slide, got lots of people on the call, even some new ones here on this webinar. Tell you what, a lot of people said, I'm in, when I asked about that 10% thing. And so you got a lot of takers on that. Now, if this slide does not look familiar to you, you probably don't have a membership at the e-commerce business school yet. And so we want you to get into the group first, get acclimated, and we do have a free membership where you're going to be able to access all this. And so just get into that group page, and we will guide you from there how to get into the membership site if you are not in that yet. Okay, Kay, now I'll go to that last slide.
Okay, this is what I want to close with because a lot of people are they don't like accountability. They don't like the pressure. But accountability is what separates the wishers in life from the action takers that care enough about their future to account for their daily actions. And that's what we're trying to do. We're not here to beat you up. We're not here to crack the whip. We're here to support you. We're here to help you. We're here to share what we've done in our own businesses that we have found that work, and accountability works. So we're ready, set, go. The race to Minnesota has officially launched. We'll be watching in the Facebook pages for these posts of your map, your declaration of intent, and your strategy plan. And then go hustle and get to work. All right, that's it for today. And we'll see
Awesome.
you next week.
Awesome. Okay, hey, let's see if there's any questions out of the gate here before we call it a wrap. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and pop them in the box right there. Susan said, looking forward to meeting you guys. I'm just looking. Any questions? Go ahead. Now's the time to ask. Rill says, I just realized I don't stop and take deep breaths. No wonder I get headaches.
Yeah, exactly.
Candida says, your husband is very talented. Beautiful work. Yeah, okay. Bam, bam. Debbie must have been on Saturday. She says, when you battle negative thoughts, just lean back.
Leaning back. That's right.
Awesome,
I'll do
awesome.
a Facebook Live on that one sometime.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, I don't see any more questions rolling in, but if you're watching the recording, feel free to do that too, guys. We are here for you, looking forward to, and we will be awarding prizes as early as next week and every week thereafter, Kay. And the prizes will be
Yep.
better and better as we get into consistent prizes and grand prizes and all that kind of stuff moving forward. So I want to thank you on behalf of Ann and all of us here at the E-commerce Business School for running this race for us, Kay. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Yep.
okay, thanks,
All right,
guys.
ready, set, go.
All right, ready, set, go. Bye bye.
Bye bye.